today's video. In today's video, we'll continue our alternate future of Europe series. As we know, after the fall of the Russian Empire, then there were problems with Rome, which led to the Balkan nations becoming independent. But Rome has been increasingly unstable. But eventually, against the government, rises some democratic views. And then Iberia grows its independence desire to a point where it's just like, okay. And then pro-Turkish forces rose up. It's kind of, as you can tell, wait, what's going on? As you guys can tell, this is not going to end well for Rome. Because, as we know, countries get powerful, they fall. World wars happen, then fall. And as we know, most world wars actually, are world wars. With North Africa rising its own revolt now. Now, this one's most successful of all by far so far. Is this one. And then a pro-Arabic independence movement begins. And as you can tell, this color isn't really great for on this map. But keep in mind, this is Arab revolts. Now let's go to the Caucasus revolt. And pro-Turkish forces. As they're moving up to here. And so, yeah. The French rebels gain lands. The French/British. And, yeah. The pro-Turkish revolt is on its way. That's a good color for it. Now let's see what the Civil War is turned into. See here? Yeah. But yeah, let's look at this map. Two of these places managed to change the world bitly. But yeah, Rome still doesn't drop its declaration of war on most places. But Turkey annexes this land. The Caucasus declare their independence completely. And Rome doesn't declare war on them because they're focused on the anti-French war. And the anti-Iberian war. As they're already marching troops in. As they've prepared their armies for this. That's too bright. Maybe right here is better. And now, we need to be able to tell it's blue. Yep, that's a perfect color. And so, the revolt is actually not going so well for democracy. But keep in mind, Italy is fighting a multi-front war. So now they're gone into North Africa. And so on. Until they get stalemated out. And Spain has just declared its independence. And has signed a peace treaty, kind of. They just leave the war. So is this Middle Eastern nation. Italy drops its goals of reclaiming North Africa. Rome does because, well, they got kicked out and they aren't ready for an amphibious invasion. But at this point, I guess you guys can tell what's happening. Rome is going to collapse. But not only that, you guys probably didn't realize, but Germany enters the war. You may be asking yourself, why would Germany join this war? But look at how strategic their land is for involvement. As they focus on France, which they are one of the places that left Rome, I believe, or Rome made. I think they grew a bit. As they also move into Italy. And some of their goals are to help create independent nations. But, like, keep in mind, Rome is falling at this point, and, like, they're unable to fight back. With Prussia having a goal of reestablishing a huge amount of land as part of themselves and such on, eventually them and France come to an agreement, and they basically let France do what it needs to do. France is thinking of declaring independence after they do this. This is eventually where Italy and the rest of Roman Empire fell, and is now partitioned up between Germany and France. Can this meet what each side is desiring to do? Who knows? Only time will tell. And as we know, Germany does want its lands back and a bit more. The Papal States, Venice, Naples, remade, I think it was somewhere in the series, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Venice, and Slovenia. And France kind of looks like it did around the Napoleonic Wars for some reason. Don't know why, but this is where troubles in the Balkans begin. What do I mean by that? Well, something that's basically Serbia state that exists now kind of declares war on Albania, which kind of escalates. With Croatia siding with Albania, what does Bosnia side on this side? They're forced in, basically. Romania joins on this team, along with the Greece. The Greece. Yep, the Greece now exists. Who knew that would be called that? And although this could be a great thumbnail, I think the Rome falling apart is a better one. But the problem is, ever I knew this was going to happen, most people have their militaries right, but the blue team's still organizing it. Albania falls, Bulgaria loses its Aegean Sea coast. Romania makes nice gains, up here is pretty nice for Serbia, until something random happens. Aid sent to them has allowed them to push back in this area. Well, Serbia is still focusing on this area. It's trying to reform Yugoslavia, and Greece and Romania are helping them. With an agreement being signed to get Hungary to join on Croatia's team, giving them land out of Romania as the deal. With Bulgaria on board with this, because they need somebody to defend them, because they're falling apart. With Romania's attacks into Bulgaria becoming even weak. So weak that they get pushed right back, with Bulgaria recapturing their capital of Sofia, which they lost. But they have regained, so that's a good thing, I guess. Then this area fell, and so on. With Romania just collapsing in on itself. Romania is forced to capitulate as they leave the war in capitulation. Their land's still occupied, but yeah. Hungary, with the help of Croatia and Bosnia, manages to push Serbia to a breaking point. But they managed to make an offensive in the south of Bosnia, taking away Bosnia's coast. And yeah. Greece basically says at this point, we're stepping out of the war to maintain our sovereignty. They're so concerned about maintaining, they leave the war. Serbia is angered, but Croatia, unable to break the front lines there, decides with the help of Bulgaria, they'll land there, Bulgaria will move in from this side. Which has worked pretty well. With Bulgaria invading itself! Yay! Just kidding. That was an error. Yeah. I guess even after Rome fell, there's no such thing as a peaceful Balkan. 100% changed? That, this world isn't recognizable unless you go back 600 years to where it probably is. With ever a strong and powerful that Europe can be peacefully resolved. But let's see. Does Germany have much influence? Well, their influence most likely would stretch into here, as they were a big part of their independence. Here, probably into Poland, because, yeah. Venice, also. France, on its other terms, has different ones, but obviously Denmark's in their sphere of influence. Switzerland is too, but in a neutral way, kind of. Ukraine isn't, but if we look at Germany's influence, might create an alliance, and that's exactly what they're doing, as they call its neighbors that have a lot of influence by them to join. With this being a big meeting, in Slovenia agrees, Venice no, but yeah. But they're still liking this alliance. And this alliance is probably the powerful one. Like, Muscovy will get strong again, because that's Muscovy. It looks pretty weak right now, but it's probably going to strengthen. With the Muslim nation and the Turkish nation bordering, but they're not necessarily getting along. And since Rome has fallen, the UK is back, France is back, a lot of nations came back, and now Europe actually has more countries than we would like, maybe. Russia's all broke up. I don't know if it's a lot of countries or a little. Based on the borders, here there's a lot of countries. Here, not so really. Big countries, big countries. Big country, big country, little country. Tiny country, Montenegro. But what's the smallest nation? Oh my god, it is what you think it is. It's San Marino, because nobody's allowed to oof San Marino, I guess. See? Right there. Very small. It's only like, how many pixels? Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pixels. It's a pretty small nation. And that's all for today's video. Please like and subscribe. Why should you subscribe? It's great for the channel. And that's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. Bye, guys. See you in another video. But subscribe, because we have 120 left to go until our goal. So if we could, we will make it there before October 1st at 1,200 subscribers. Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next video on Friday.